Hi VC. As promised, this is going to be a video taking you through the big system here at my family's house in Austin, Texas. It's taken quite a bit of time to put this thing together, but I'm very proud of where it is right now. And it makes music incredibly enjoyable and rewarding to listen to. So let's take a look, shall we? Well, this is a vinyl channel, so of course the turntable has to come first. This is a Scout 1.1 by VPI Industries. It's an American turntable manufacturer out of New Jersey. All their tables are made in the United States. It's an incredible machine. It allows me to get so much detail and musicality out of my records that other turntables just don't retrieve and don't impart to me. Really nice unipivot tone arm, really solid metal platter, extremely thick plinth separated motor. Just a few of the things that make this turntable special. On the table I have a Dynavector 10x5 moving coil cartridge. It's Dynavector's entry-level cartridge. It's their most inexpensive cart. It may seem like a high-end cart to a lot of you, and it certainly is the most expensive cart I've ever owned. But for me, it was definitely worth the money because once I stepped up from a moving magnet cartridge to a moving coil cartridge, entire new sonic landscapes opened up. Moving coils offer so much more in terms of detail retrieval and nuance retrieval that moving magnets just really don't provide. So I definitely, if you're looking to upgrade into a moving coil cartridge, this is definitely the one I recommend. It is one of the cheaper moving coil carts out there, and it is a really good value in my opinion. Moving on down the food chain, so to speak, we have my CD player. This is a Marantz CD 6005, a fairly recent model CD player. Incredibly good for a mid-price CD player. It has an extremely good DAC in it that can also be used as a standalone DAC. I can actually plug my laptop into the back and use the DAC on the player. It doesn't play SA CDs, unfortunately, but it is a very good sounding CD player for the few times where I actually want to listen to CDs. It's not a lot, but I do get some use out of it. And here we have the matching amp and preamp. This is the Macintosh C712 preamplifier and the MC7150 amplifier. These are both Macintosh products from about 1991 or 1992. They are actually about as old as I am, which is crazy to believe. So I did buy them used. This was bought from Audio Classics in upstate New York. If people don't know who Audio Classics are, they're an excellent Macintosh dealer. They're probably the biggest used Macintosh dealer in North America, and they're right next to the factory, so Macintosh and Audio Classics have a really good relationship. Audio Classics often gets their used gear worked on by Macintosh themselves and vice versa. So if you're looking to buy used Macintosh anything, I really highly recommend them. And this amplifier was actually purchased locally here off Craigslist, so the previous owner had actually upgraded the meter lights to LEDs, so they're actually quite a bit brighter than they would normally be with normal bulbs. I mean, I would consider myself a huge Macintosh fan. I think their products are simply outstanding, extremely well made. The sound that Macintosh produces is one that's extremely warm and musical, but also quite detailed. Macintosh amps don't give a lot up like some other warmer amps might, but they are definitely very romantic sounding, which is definitely something I like in music. And I almost forgot to talk about the little Onkyo tape deck down here. This is, I don't even know what model this is. I bought it for $15 at Goodwill, and it served me admirably, playing the about 24 tapes that I own, mostly from, small-time local punk bands or, touring punk bands I picked up at shows. Oh, here we go. This is a Onkyo TAR240. Don't know much about it. Tape is not exactly an audiophile medium. As long as it works well and I get to hear the music that I paid, $3 a tape for, I'm perfectly happy. I also want to mention briefly the cabling in this system. Going from the turntable to my preamp is a VPI phono cable. It's the exact same wiring that they use in their tone arm. So I thought it made a lot of sense to continue that wiring to the preamp. It eliminates a lot of variables and it keeps the signal pretty constant. From the preamp to the amplifier, I'm just using really basic Moro MA1 cable. It's an American cable manufacturer. It's their most inexpensive cable. I'd like to upgrade the interconnect between the amp and the preamp soon, along with the speaker cables. Right now I am just using basic Belden speaker cables. Hopefully this summer I can get enough money to upgrade at least the speaker cables to entry-level Nordist cabling, because I really think the system deserves better cabling than it has right now. So the Nordist cables are hopefully going to happen, and I think there might be the last thing I do to this system is upgrade the speaker cables in the interconnect here. And running from the preamp to the CD player, running from the CD player to the preamp, excuse me, is a Wire World Luna 7 cable. It's a British manufacturer, again, very inexpensive interconnect. And the final outlet for all this equipment is a pair of Dynaudio Focus 340 speakers. Dynaudio, of course, some of you may be familiar with. They're a Danish speaker manufacturer. All of their products are made in-house at their factory in Denmark, which is a huge thing in an age where even big British speaker manufacturers are making a lot of their products in China. You know, Dynaudio has stayed pretty firm in that all their stuff is made in-house there, which is a huge sign of quality for me. Dynaudio speakers I think are great because I think they're a perfect blend of musicality and detail. Unfortunately, they've discontinued the Focus series, so now you have to either go down to the Excite or up to the Contour series. They only have the Focus now in an active series that they came out with a little bit after these. Active meaning the amplifiers are actually in the speakers. They're supposed to be this new wireless speaker. I haven't heard those. But the passive Focus series, if you can find them used, are an incredible deal and a really sweet spot in the Dynaudio range. You know, I never planned to get a pair of speakers this nice, and the deal came up that I just couldn't refuse. I ended up paying almost 60% off retail of these. So it really was an opportunity that I had to jump on, and I'm so happy I did because these speakers sound amazing. The sound is extremely full, detailed, musical. The bass is incredibly low and nuanced and inaccurate. On these speakers, the mid-range, I mean, Dynaudio is known for their mid-range. It's incredibly sweet and full. I think if anything is a little bit pronounced on these speakers, it's the mid-range, but not in a glaring way, definitely in a very balanced, nuanced way. And I really love the tweeters on this series. These Dynaudio soft dome tweeters, they extend a great deal, and it's this incredibly airy, detailed extension that goes up, I think, a lot higher than a lot of tweeters in modern speakers do. But it's not harsh at all. It's not grating. It's not too accented like speakers like Focal maybe. Even though I do really love Focal, it's definitely a much more relaxed type of treble than something you'd hear in like a Focal Beryllium tweeter. But that relaxed quality, I think, doesn't compromise any extension whatsoever or any detail whatsoever. It's just this very laid-back airiness that extends really far up. So for me, I think this setup and for what I like to listen to and all the different types of music I like to listen to, I think this is the most balanced thing I could have gone with in any reasonable price range. I'm so happy I picked these up. These really are phenomenal speakers. And last but certainly not least, I'm sure like most of you, eventually you want to listen to music late at night when everyone else has gone to bed, or when your neighbors are sleeping, or simply when it's not convenient to blast loud music on speakers. So of course for that, out of my preamp, I run a interconnect to this Wu Audio WA6 headphone amplifier. This is a headphone manufacturer out of New York City, I believe. And they make incredible products. They have a huge, broad range of tube headphone amplifiers that have all received pretty stellar reviews. This is the WA6 model. It's really good, especially for high impedance headphones, because of course the headphones I use them with are the Sennheiser HD600s. A lot have been said about these headphones. I really enjoy them. They work well both for classical and for more aggressive types of music, because they are not only very detailed, but they're also quite forgiving of source material. So I can listen to those punk records and they don't sound terrible like they would with some other super detailed headphones like the HD800s or something like that. But they are incredibly musical and they retrieve a lot. The combination between the Sennheisers and the Wu Audio is exceptionally good. I really like the synergy these two pieces of equipment have. And that's it. That's my system, VC. It brings me an incredible amount of joy every time I listen to music, every time I discover music that I listened to before, every time I put a record on the turntable and relax for 45, 50 minutes and listen to a piece of artwork. I'm immediately drawn in, because for me, this equipment allows me to experience the music in a more intimate and more involved way. And that's really, I think, the goal of any good stereo system, is not to be an excellent stereo system, but to get you emotionally involved in the art that someone worked hard to convey to you. For me, any system that can really impact you and really draw you into the music is a good system. And so by that account, there's a wide range of good systems in any price point, and it's all about what makes you happy and what keeps making you happy. So I really hope you like this. Please comment away, show me your systems. I'd love to see videos of your systems. Ask me questions about mine. I'm happy to answer them. And as always, please subscribe. I'm going to do more videos, more updates talking about audio. I really want to do a video talking about classical record collecting. That's something that there's a lot of information to grasp for, and it can be difficult to people that just start collecting classical records to kind of wrap their head around all the different nuances to collecting orchestral and chamber music recordings. So I think I'm gonna do a video talking about that. I'm gonna do a couple more record updates, I'm sure, over the summer as I pick things up slowly. They're not gonna be as big as the last ones that I've done. And maybe shoot me suggestions for videos in the comments below. And as always, I'm going to put a link to my Instagram below in case you want to find out what I'm listening to at the moment. And I think that's everything. Have a good one, VC.